standthemup.org, here with one of my favorite fighters to talk to, Chris the Assassin Lozano. First, I think I may have come up with a new nickname for you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Well, it's a slight alteration to your current nickname. It would be, yeah. Tell me how you like it now. Chris the New Mexican Assassin Lozano.
It's definitely catchy. I'm gonna have to roll that one around for a little bit.
Yeah, the New Mexican, right? You get that? It's sort of like kind of weird. Plays a couple different ways. Anyway, I thought that up on the way here. I'm so clever.
Yeah, that's the first time I've heard that.
Well, good. I'm happy. I'm happy I came up with something that, you know. So anyway, moving on, segueing from that fantastic opening, you've got a new camp now. You got a new camp now. Greg Jackson's MMA. I've never heard of them, to be honest with you, but I'm happy you moved on. Seems like you're doing okay.
We've only got like 6 or 7 UFC champs here, but they do what they can now.
Yeah, they make do with what they got. Okay, so.
Yeah, they've only got 3 or 4 time coach of the year. We're still building.
Struggling. Somehow you find the strength to keep going.
I don't know, man. Sometimes you gotta take the team on your back and just go. You know what I mean?
So what is it? Okay, so before, just for my own personal curiosity, what's it like moving out there? I mean, I think you had a connection with Donald Cerrone. Is that right?
Yeah, I was actually, I came out here a couple of years ago, and I've been coming out here for like a couple of days every now and then, for like a couple of weeks at a time, helping down and get ready for camps, and then sometimes Leonard Garcia would be getting ready for a camp, and they would fly me out here and give me a place to stay, and I'd basically just be like a punching bag for a couple of weeks for these guys, just help them get ready for fights. And through that business relationship, we developed a friendship. And when I decided that it was time to change camps for a little bit and actually come out here and spend some real time out here, they were more than willing to, help me get started, give me a place to stay, help me get, just help me get my, just help me put situated out here, man, because, it's hard to just move anywhere and just have everything together. It takes time. You gotta have a place to stay, you gotta find work and all that good stuff, so they gave me some time to work on everything, got a vehicle, got my own place finally, and now I'm here.
Great. Well, I'm happy that you landed, and I'm happy that, everything worked out for you. Obviously, the million-dollar question of the day is, why the change? Why now?
Well, the first thing I'll start by saying is that I used to do that strong style martial arts. And strong style martial arts is one of the best gyms, definitely, in my opinion, the best gym in Ohio, one of the best gyms in the country. The reason why I left strong style martial arts was it was part personal, part of business, and part ridiculous. There was just things going on, you know what I mean? And as far as my personal life was concerned with the gym, and we had some miscommunications as far as for the Lyman Good fight. I went to the Lyman Good fight unprepared. I only had one coach with me. He was a boxing coach, but his name was Joe Delgado. He stepped up to the plate, and he made sure I wasn't out there by myself. And that was the biggest fight of my life, and I lost that fight. And then when I fought Douglas Lima, I was supposed to have 2 coaches with me, and I kind of got pushed to the side because people in my other made his UFC debut, so I ended up going down there with just one coach again. And you can imagine, the coach that went with me was Paulo Castro, an amazing jiu-jitsu coach. But if you can imagine a jiu-jitsu coach trying to get a guy ready for a striking match, I'm in the bag trying to hit pads, I'm hyperextending elbows. He don't even know how to hold pads, you know what I mean? So I was very unprepared. Before that fight, I had an agreement with one of the coaches that was going to come up to New Mexico, train in the high altitude, and we was going to just push the pace on Douglas Lima. And my coach was like, all right, cool, see when you get back. Well, I don't know what happened from the time I left to the time I got back. By the time I got back, he was kind of looking at me like, I can't believe you left. I can't believe, you did this, you should get that. I don't know who got in his ear and made him feel like I did something wrong, but the attitude had changed, the vibes had changed. So I went into the Bregman Freeman fight with a very clouded mindset. You know what I'm saying? My mind was everywhere. I felt like I was being pushed to the side. I felt like I was on priority. I understand Stipe had his UFC debut, but I felt like if I beat Douglas Lima, I got one fight and I'm fighting for a title in a major organization. I felt like we could have worked out something better to make sure I had more than just a jiu-jitsu coach down there with me. You know what I mean? Stipe, for his fight, he had everybody go down there with him. So, and I was happy for Stipe. I mean, Stipe was a good dude. He definitely deserved all the support he had. But I felt like someone in the mix, I didn't feel like I was as much a priority as I should have been. And I felt like I kind of got shoved to the side the week of my fight when I came back, ready to train, ready to get ready to build the proof. So anyway, that was the personal business that occurred that kind of made me feel like, you know what, I can't go out to any more big fights thinking about all these things and having all this stuff on my mind. I can't go into the biggest fight of my life wondering why my coaches don't want to be here with me, wondering why I don't have a jiu-jitsu coach, wondering why are they treating me like this when we could have just talked about it after the fight. So some personal issues got out of control. There's some other things also. Also, just as far as the learning goes, you know, when you got those personal things going on at the gym, it's hard to learn. It's hard to be 100% committed to it. It's hard to believe in what's going on when you have those feelings. So I just felt, you know what I mean, I didn't want to leave Strong Style forever. I definitely would like to maybe in the future cross-train at both Strong Style and Greg Jackson's gym. I don't know if Strong Style will be okay with that. I mean, Greg Jackson's definitely okay with it. I spoke to him about it. But it will come down to the coaches at Strong Style and the staff there. But I just felt like at the time for my career, it's best for me to get out of that situation. If you're not confident in your gym, if you're not confident in your training, if you're not confident in what's around you, then you're not going to be confident going into the cage. And so I felt like at the time, it didn't need to be permanent, but at the time, that was definitely the best move for me in my career.
Well, especially when you're running into a whole combination of things going into the mix. You get to a certain point with it where, you know, should you stay, should you go, how much are you willing to risk when things aren't right? And I mean, I agree. So.
Sure. So the last part again? You kind of cut out on me.
Oh, I'm sorry. What I was saying is, I can see how with everything kind of, a whole bunch of little things lining up make it much more difficult than one clear-cut issue. Because it's hard to resolve everything.
Exactly, you know, and I made some mistakes myself, you know, I mean, it wasn't just all Strong Style. Even being like, I allowed some relationships that should have stayed business just to become personal. And I'm not going to go into detail because it's business, but a lot of people already know, you know what I mean? And then when that folds, then everything else folds around, you know what I mean? I mean, you have problems elsewhere, and I mean, it was just so, like you said, so many little things, you know what I mean? It just seemed like the best thing at the time wasn't to run, because, I mean, it wasn't about running. It was about somebody had to take their self out of the equation so that we could all get away, let the smoke clear, and then find the common ground, you know? All those people there are like family to me. I love every single one of them still, you know what I mean? No matter what happens. And I don't care what others say about me. I don't have a bad thing to say about anybody there. You know, Mark Marinelli has been a great mentor to me. He's been a great teacher. Pablo Castro, the whole coaching staff, that team, those are my brothers. I mean, I don't have one bad thing to say about them, but at the time, I felt like, you know what I mean? The team's not going to up and go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? I got to keep training. I got to keep getting better. So I'm going to remove myself, and then when the smoke settles, hopefully we can get back onto the same page.
Time heals all wounds. Hopefully. Time heals all wounds. That's. I mean, I don't know if that's actually true or not. It just sounded like something I would say there.
No, it is true, man. I've been getting a lot of phone calls, messages, text messages, from all of people, you know what I mean? That's why I said, like, I know time feels all move past it.
Okay, well, so, yeah, I'm losing you a little bit on that here. So, we'll talk about your upcoming fight this Friday. You're stepping in fighting Carl Psycho Amasu. I knew I was going to screw that up. I'm terrible with names at this point, but This kid is a fucking buzzsaw. I mean, it's going to be an amazing fight. I don't know if anybody is really familiar with him or his style. He's a French fighter, fought in M1 a lot. So is 13-4. This kid is he's an aggressive guy. I mean, that's sort of, I guess that's pretty much his strong suit is low kicks, straight punches, a lot of blitz punching. How do you feel about fighting a guy like that?
I love it. Like you said, you know, he's an international star. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't know about him here in the U.S., but over in Europe and other places, you know, I mean, he's definitely well known. He's got a huge fan base. And he's a very tough fighter, you know. And since I've been in Bellator, I haven't had any easy fights. My first round was with the ex-Bellator champ. You know what I mean? The guy had just lost. He was one fight away from his belt. My second fight after that, I mean, it was Yoshiyuku. It was Lyman Good. It was you know, Brent Weidman, Douglas Lima. I fought nothing but straight killers. So to add him to the list is an honor and a pleasure because I didn't get into this game to fight bums. You know what I mean? And every time I fight somebody, it makes me better. So especially when I fight somebody good. So I think he's gonna be a great test for the new me. You know what I mean? I'm mentally, physically more than prepared for this dude, and I believe it. And I believe this is my chance to prove against an international star exactly who I am. You know, it's my chance to show everybody how good I am, and if you give me enough time, what I can be.
Do you see anything in his game from? I'm sure there's a lot of tape out there that you think you can capitalize on. I've got some things that I've noticed. I'm just curious if you've zoned in on them yourself.
Absolutely. I've been training for him, you know what I mean? So I definitely picked him apart. I mean, you know, the interviews are kind of weird because you don't want to give out information that your opponent might be able to see. But basically, me and you have talked before in the past about different opponents, and we've definitely shared our different point of views on fighting and ways to expose fighters. And I'm going to say, you know, I'm going to keep it general. I'm not going to give my exact game plan out, but I definitely know that if it goes past the first round, that odds are in my favor. I definitely know that yeah, as long as I use good technique usually always beats strength and brute force, which I believe is what his game is based upon. So having those two elements in mind, I really do see ways to not only beat him but to showcase my talent.
Yeah, I think it's a good fight for you. Do you have? I mean, he's sort of known for his immediate aggression. I mean, like, as soon as the bell rings, he runs across the cage and he's throwing a lot of blitz punching and stuff like that. Is that something that you like actually practice for, or is it just something you're sort of aware of?
Yeah, man. I mean, he's fast for his size. You know what I mean? He's explosive. I think the best sparring partner I ever had who would have emulated him best was the Brian Rogers type, except Brian's a little bit smarter of a fighter, in my opinion. Brian's more methodical as opposed to Carl, which goes crazy and hopes to knock you out, hit you with something that's going to hurt you and then finish you. But the explosiveness is, for his size, is something that's very rare. So, yeah, it was hard to train for him, but luckily, I'm at one of the greatest camps in the world, and I definitely had guys everywhere who could emulate different parts of his style. So we definitely prepared for him. I definitely am prepared for his style. But watching his last couple fights, if you go back and watch him, he definitely has slowed his pace down. I don't know if it's because he's become a smarter fighter. I don't know if it was because of injuries, but it seems like he tries to be a little bit more patient. Maybe he's tired of gas, and now so quick. Whatever the case may be, we've trained for both crazy young Carl and more mature, methodical Carl. But either way, I'm definitely prepared for this dude. Whatever he brings, I've definitely trained for it, seen it in this gym, and I'm confident that I'm prepared for him.
Okay, well, and it's gonna be a great fight. Every fight that you have, in my opinion, is great, but especially now, you got, you know, this kid's going to be there on the other end, towing the line the whole time with you, so it's going to be great for everybody. Obviously, you have a lot of sponsors. I'm sure you probably want to... I saw you have a nice banner out there floating around, by the way.
Yeah, I gotta sit down. I wanted to say something about your last point that you said as far as every fight that I'm in being a good one, and I definitely appreciate that. You know what I mean? And I want to thank Bellator, man, for that because I think Bellator thinks the same way about my style. I think Bellator, the way the tournament's set up is if they do like the number 1 seed against the number 8 seed. You know what I mean? Almost like the March Madness tournament for college basketball starts off. And I think with me, I've always been that guy that they're like, oh, we're not sure how this show's going to play out, but we're going to make Lozano and this guy the main event because that's damn sure to be a great fight. I don't think that Bellator ever gave me to somebody thinking that this guy's going to roll over Lozano and get to the next round. I think what they do is they put me in there with tough guys because they trust, believe, and they know that I'm always I'm always coming to fight. I'm not afraid of no man. I'm not afraid of much in this world, and I think that's the reason why I bring the fights that I do. So I want to thank Bellator for making this my 3rd main event. I want to thank them for the trust that they have in me to basically put me in the anchor of a show. You know what I mean? With such great competitors, and that's definitely led to the level that I've reached now as far as my fighting skills. As far as sponsors go, give me one quick second. I want to thank, first and foremost, I want to thank Fresh Catch Seafood of Cleveland, Ohio. Fresh Catch has been with me since the beginning. They've had my back, man. There's some community guys, and they definitely believe in me. I want to thank BossRuin.com, www.bossruin.com, for supplying me with the Ultra Trainer. It's really helped to take my cardio to a crazy level, man. I'm hoping to show that, to show people like how awesome this device is. The Ultra Trainer from Boss Ruin is amazing. Future Legend. Future Legend is a clothing company that just came out with some amazing stuff, man. They're definitely about to blow up. They've got some really cool gear. And I'll be rocking Future Legend for Bellator 63, so be looking for that. I want to thank CardinalDamage.com. CardinalDamage.com. They got some really cool stuff for cheap, man. If you got any gear, that's where I got my shorts from. That's where I got a lot of gear from. Hit them up. They got great prices. Like Sonny, as always, for always supporting MMA fighters and being there for us. And last but definitely not least, I want to thank BXRSI. You guys can follow them on Twitter at BXRSI and see them on Facebook. They got some amazing stuff as far as their clothing goes. Just really cool stuff that they do with their letters. I want to thank Greg Jackson's gym. I want to thank Greg Jackson and Winkle John for taking me under their wing, believing in me, help me to have the confidence and get me back to the mindset that not only do I belong in the sport, but I can be champion. I want to thank all my teammates here at Greg Jackson's for taking to me, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to blend in with these guys because they're so used to seeing so many different people come and go, but I really developed some good friendships here, man, and some of these dudes have just been amazing as far as helping me get ready for this fight. And I want to thank Strong Style Martial Arts because without them, I would not be where I am now, and they've got some of the best coaches in the world, and I'm just a lucky guy to be able to have those 2 camps behind me. And thank you, Matt, for always providing me a chance to let everybody know about what's going on with me and giving me a chance to thank the people who deserve it.
Absolutely. Well, as always, like I said, it's always fun talking to you about fights and everything else, just in general. So I wish you luck. I probably won't get to talk to you again until afterwards, but as always, we're pulling for you here. So hands up, chin down. That's all I can say.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You got that right. That's definitely one of the things we've been talking about.